This morning, we'll be diving into one of the biggest labor controversies currently shaping national debate, which is Dangote versus the unions. And the question is, whose side are you on? Now, at the heart of the conflict are claims and counterclaims. The refinery management recently disengaged hundreds of Nigerian workers, citing repeated acts of sabotage and safety concerns. But unions, including Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasen, and Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, strongly rejected the move, saying over 800 Nigerians were unfairly dismissed and replaced with about 2,000 expatriates, mostly Indians, some reportedly without proper immigration papers. Now, unions argue that this action undermines Nigerian labor laws, tramples on workers' rights and sets a dangerous precedent in the country's oil and gas sector. They've demanded that the refinery recall the dismissed workers or risk escalating industrial action. For its part, Dangote Refinery insists the restructuring was necessary to safeguard its operations, maintaining efficiency and protect the multi-billion-dollar facility from alleged acts of sabotage. Now, management says it remains open to dialogue, but only on what it calls fair and workable terms. As of yesterday, the National Assembly has waded into the matter. The House of Representatives Committee on the Downstream Sector has summoned both the refinery management and union leaders to appear before it with a view to resolving the dispute and investigating the mass layoffs as well as the claims of foreign worker importation. So this morning, we'll put the question to you, do you stand with the unions who say they are defending the rights of Nigerian workers, or with the management who argue that stability and safety must come first in running Africa's biggest refinery? So now the phone lines are open. The numbers are displayed right on your screen. Make sure you call us in or send us a WhatsApp message. We'd like to hear from you at this moment. It is the union versus Dangote. We would like to hear whose side you are on. Who do you think is going on the right trajectory? So make sure you call us in at this moment. Your voice does matter. All right, we already have our first call on the line. We have Abasinkom from Gombe State. Good morning, Abasinkom. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, my lovely sisters, Hauwa, Adamu, Kiyawa. And then, good morning, Maimuna, Bagudu.
Good morning, Abasinkom.
Friday, you were not on seat. It was Miriam Idris that held shield for you. So, going straight to the point, sincerely speaking, there is what they call the three. The triple three. And what does it mean? The good, the bad, the ugly. The good, the bad, the ugly. And then you have good, better, best. Why am I trying to bring up this? Pengasen and NUPENG, they are fighting with Dangote. I am on the side of Dangote. Dangote is strictly a businessman. Why am I saying this? He will not allow his business to crumble like the NNP, like the government institution. If I have my business, I will go for the right people. Yes, why am I saying this? The law Moses commanded that God gave to Moses. What is the law all about? It is about wisdom. The law Moses commanded us to keep. It is wisdom. So the man has the wisdom. And not only getting wisdom, the law brings understanding. What is brings? That is, it makes us to know the in-depth, the insight of wisdom. In wisdom, there are a lot of things. It's deeper than the deepest ocean. What do I mean by deeper? Where the ocean stops, that is where wisdom goes out there. It is wisdom that makes people to get planes. It is wisdom that makes people to build roads. It is wisdom. So wisdom, it is also wisdom that makes people to build bridges upon the rivers and the sea. So Dangote has wisdom. He doesn't want his company to cripple like the NNPC. Ken Carson should shut up. Nupen should shut up. They should leave that man to do his work. If they really want Dangote to employ Nigerians, they should go and activate NNPC. Why are they antagonizing and why are they troubling the man? Why? Just like the NNPC crumble. Go to Port Harcourt, look at the gigantic edifice that was put, money that was wasted. Kaduna refinery, what do they call? Port Harcourt refinery, and 3 refineries, none is functional, and this one is trying. And let me tell you, there are some people who want to see the man out of business. Just as they did to NNPC, so that they will be importing fuel with dollars, and our reserve is being eaten. Some are eating with legs, hands, and eyes, while others are impoverished in poverty. They should leave that man alone.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian Kong, for your contribution. Maybe I'd like to hear from you when it comes to, both parties and there are intricacies when it comes to this particular dispute. As you know, just of recent, we had a resolution that happened, between the unions and Dangote as well by the federal government. And now the federal government is coming in again at this point. Maybe later in the day we'll hear, the resolution of that meeting that they had. But then at the end of the day, Dangote is claiming that he laid off those workers due to the fact that there's sabotage going on, and that is the reason to safeguard the company, the refinery, and all of that. And at the end of the day, on one end, the union is saying that they were laid off or terminated on a wrong aspects, or pretenses, should I say.
Absolutely. You rightly gave us, a summary of what the issues between the Dangote and the union. And then I always say that, with the coming of, Africa's largest refinery, which is the Dangote refinery, we hoped to see, a better energy sector in Nigeria. But then it is so alarming to see, both the unions and, Dangote, who is, there in the market to help relieve all of this, issues that we have facing the oil sector in Nigeria, coming head on, head to head and, dragging for one thing or the other. But then, like you stated, the laying off, of the staff that was done by Dangote, which is 800 Nigerians, and then, he rightly stated that he did that because, there is a sabotage in the system, it's, dragging the business slowly, and, there are a whole lot of things going on in the union. But then at the end of the day, what we get to see is the masses are always at the receiving end. Nigerians are always at the receiving end when this crisis comes. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Solomon. I'm calling from Kiyawa.
Go ahead with your thoughts, please.
Okay. What I am seeing in this issue of Dangote with the union is the simplest way for the union to punish Nigerians again. If you allow Dangote alone, all their arguments, their policies, and whatever they are in mind should be in the government refinery. Dangote is doing his own business. He's coming to solve the situation of this country. So if they had any problem, it should be in the government refinery. It's in their business. This is a private sector. Dangote has every right of telling them, this is how I want people to do my job. If you think you are not comfortable with that, you can leave. Because what they are doing today, if this thing continues the next 5 days, the filling stations will make sure that they upgrade or they increase the price of fuel. And at the end of the time, if the common Nigerian that's going through, the heat is going back to common Nigeria, they are not going to be experiencing this kind of issue again. They should leave Dangote alone. This is a private sector, for God's sake. Because by this time, Nigeria as a country would have had about 3 or 4 or 5 refiners where they should go and work and take their own policies as a union. Not in a private sector. Like this Trust TV is a private sector. If it doesn't want to cope or agree with the management or the chairman of the corporation, it's best for you to leave. Union should not be going to decide on a private business of somebody. Please, for God's sake. It should allow us to raise. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so thank you very much, Maimuna. Maimuna, if you could recall that this issue when it comes to Dangote in the oil and gas sector, or should I say the energy sector, it's been going on for a long time, even before, or should I say, even as he did start manufacturing, but before distribution, it was quite hard for him to get into the market. And at that point, he would always, comment and make a statement saying that there are elements that are hindering or are trying to sabotage his business going into, the energy sector. But let's take our next call and we'll continue after that. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from my body.
Good morning,
Good morning, Mr. Paul. Go ahead.
Yes. The topic that you've brought this morning is another good topic of the day. And I listened to the 2 first callers. They said they're on the side of the Dangote. Yes. The man is a businessman, as they rightly observed. And to some extent, he's helping us right now in Nigeria concerning this issue of fuel. But my own point is that the workers too, that this man is laying off 800 plus that I'm hearing, if I'm right, they have their own rights too as a worker. And this same man we are talking about is a Nigerian person. His business is being done in Nigeria, yeah? We are the ones that are patronizing him. So if those 800 people have committed whatever that will warrant their sack, I think Nigerians too, another Nigerians are still there who are job seekers, whom he can employ to cover the space of those people he was laying off. Not bringing other people from another country to come and be benefiting what belongs to the citizen of Nigeria. Because even though even though it's a foreigner that is invested in Nigeria, investing in Nigeria here, government can give him a benchmark that yes, we can allow you to invest in Nigeria, but Nigerian citizens, indigenous should be at least maybe 35 or 40% of the workers that you will need. If he accepts and he give a note to the government, I don't know why he will go the other way around to say Nigerians are not relevant. Even as we are complaining that the government are not doing well for us, they are not doing well for us. Can we go and import the president from Ghana to come and rule Nigeria? Can we go to the space to go and buy president, come and be Nigeria president? No, even though our people are not doing well, we still have people who are good that can still do better. So me, I'm on the side of the union. I'm on their side 100%. If those guys are fuck up and he has sacked them, we should also employ other Nigerians who he think he can give him the right service. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Paul,
very much,
for
Mr.
calling
Paul.
in. Hauwa, the both sides, they have a right to express their grievances.
Absolutely.
I mean, but then the most important thing that when we have issues like this, we should, always look for a subtle and better solution in resolving, issues, putting them on the table, having a good discussion about it and see how it will be able to...
The best way forward.
Absolutely, and not affect Nigerians. We have Shetima on the line. Hello, good morning, Shetima. Thank you for calling in this morning.
Good morning, Maimuna. Good morning, Hauwa. Good morning, Trust TV. Good morning, Nigeria. This is Shetima Yakudima calling from Maiduguri.
Good morning, Shetima. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
I think my brother that just dropped the phone, it have make a sense to me. Honestly speaking, there is even a law that says if a Nigerian can render the services that required in any organization, is forbidden for a foreigner to engage in that office. So if a Nigerian can render the services, there is no way you can employ a foreigner on that job. because that is what is our gain. This is based investment is a Nigerian investment. It belongs to a private person, even though he is a citizen of Nigeria, and we are the one that are patronizing that product. And why our own people, they will be fired in that position? Agreed. If you fire them, employ another Nigerians who are capable to do the job. So I think the union and the Dangote, they should sit down and iron their problem, in peaceful manner. Because they say if two elephants are in fight, it was the grass that will suffer. Please, we are in stage of recovery. We do not recover finish. We don't want them to bring another unnecessary difficulties to Nigerians and Nigeria at large. Because petroleum is very sensitive, commodity, whereby it will cripple so many things. So they should understand. And we thank God that our body had been stepping in. They should try as much as possible without discrimination, without taking sides. They should resolve this problem, in a peaceful way, so that our economy will be flowing smoothly. Thank you so much, and this is my text.
Thank you, Shatima, for calling in this morning and sharing your thoughts.
Maimuna, when it comes to the particular issue of laying off Nigerians and recruiting other non-Nigerians, it is quite should I say something that needs to be verified. I would actually like to know the truth about the situation.
Absolutely.
What went on. Did they really, first off, a clarity when it comes to laying off those 800 workers? Those are lots of
That's
people.
a lot of them, yeah.
Exactly, when it comes to the workforce, and aside from that, then replacing them with non-Nigerians when a point or a time where a lot of Nigerians do need jobs, do need work, and if those Nigerians that have been laid off, or there are Nigerians that could render those services that those non-Nigerians have been brought in to do, that's quite a disservice to Nigerians. Absolutely. I would say.
We have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, the gentle ladies in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
My name is Ibn Ali from Suleja, Niger State.
Thank you for calling in.
Ali. Go ahead.
Yes, you guys are doing wonderful well. I really appreciate what your station is doing, and also you presenters. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The topic at hand, I am on the side of Dangote, because I've seen many governments running around the world and trying to invite countries, businessmen to come and invest in this country. I have never seen anyone that have invested more than $2 billion in this country. This is where we have a person in this country who have decided to invest $20 billion to improve the economy of this country. And we are trying to discourage him. What are we saying? Are you trying to convince me that the welfare of 800 Nigeria is not more than 200 million Nigerian welfare? If you are so sensitive, where are you when the NNPC are lying to Nigerians, telling Nigeria that refinery will be okay by so months, by so year? You refuse to take action. You allow many Nigerians have been deceived, are suffering because of the action of these few Nigerians. You are part of the system that destroyed this sector called oil sector, and you refuse to do anything. You refuse to take action. You refuse to shut down the system, just to send a simple message that our refinery must work, Nigeria must benefit from the crude oil that God has given us as a country. You have never taken any action like that. Where are you when government give licenses to 20 investor to invest in refinery in this country. Only Dangote has the courage to do it. All of you people, you refuse to do anything. You refuse to even come together and say, okay, let's invest in one to promote this sector. What are we telling? Trying to tell me? Let us tell ourselves the truth. These are the people that are the problem of this country. And Nigeria should rise up and discourage this kind of shenanigans that is going on in this country. We cannot grow like this. The world is watching us. If you people are going to kind of fall like this, tell me which business, which country will have the goal to come and invest in this country when you are doing this thing to your own person that is trying to invest heavily in your country. Haba, if Dangote is trying to monopolize, you people come together, invest in your own, bring out your own, and let us know. If you give us good service, Nigeria will leave Dangote and patronize you. Okay, if the welfare of 800 workers are more important, okay, employ them now. Employ them. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in this morning and sharing your thoughts. You know, for every business owner who has decided to establish a business in their country, you know, apart from the fact that they want to contribute, you know, to the economy and the growth of the country, you know, service for patriotism should come in. I mean, with the 800, you know, Nigerians that, you know, were laid off and then replaced with foreigners, of course, Nigerians will be questioning, really, is it that at the end of the day, after all of that, you know, you couldn't, you know, get capable hands, you know, people with capacity to be able to do that in your country. But then we have Ade on the line. Hello, good morning, Ade. Thank you for calling in this morning.
Good morning, lady. Good morning, Maimuna. Good morning, Hauwa. How are you?
Oh, very well,
morning,
thank
Ade.
you.
Thank you for joining
Share your
us.
thoughts, please.
The last speaker that I spoke, if I didn't think I can get his number, I have a gift for him. Because he spoke objectively and direct to what everything I want to say. The man is a typical Nigerian man who studies what is going on in Nigeria. I really like that man. It makes my day today. You see, we are talking of 800 people compared to 200 million that will suffer. If tomorrow petrol goes to 1,500, they'll be shouting the federal government, they'll be shouting tinubu, a bad government, a bad government. This Henderson and the union are the one causing problems for Nigeria. I've never seen it anywhere in the world. They sack it other people. Go to Dangote, engage with Dangote, or go to court. When you call on strike, that told them not wish to suffer. And the queue at the petrol station, people will die, they will hold petrol, they will buy petrol in the back of their van and carry passengers to have accident. Nigerians will die. Is that how to run a country? They are cabals. The man has said it all. All the billions and $1 trillion we have spent on the old refinery, they are servicing it every day. They are part of the cabal. The government should probe them, probe the union leaders, and check their accounts. Because they are showing Nigerians that this thing is fine, Port Harcourt will work, Kaduna will work, nothing works. And the EFCC should go now and investigate their account, all the unions. They are causing. Let me tell you one thing, what Nigerians don't know. Dangote is operating on a free trade zone. That means law is not applicable to him where he is now. Go and check the law, free trade zone. That's number one. Number two, technically, that refinery is not Dangote's zone. Because Dangote let the whole world realize that he borrowed $20 billion to make it. So he has to pay back with interest. So that is a businessman. Then before anything happens, he comes from national side. Because they are crippling the economy of Nigeria. Ordinary organizer that is using petrol will suffer. Barber will suffer. Mechanic will suffer. All those patrons will suffer. Who have no to put on lights. Because of 800 people that we can negotiate with and give time. Immediately you come for this thing. They are after their pocket. A country is not run like this. We are not banana republic. And so you come for a strike. Just like that. Without negotiating. The man is a businessman. And he's operating on a free trade zone. So why should a union be dictating when you are part of the cabal who collide with the former NNPC, all the leaders there. They embezzle our money. They say they are servicing the refinery in Port Harcourt. They say it's working now. Kaduna is working. Warri is working. Nothing works. This man comes from nowhere. There's 20 billion. He has to pay. He has the business to run. And if other people have done something wrong, you get rid of them, then they go to court. Industrial tribunal. Not to court for strike. The whole Nigeria will now be killed for petrol. And they are watching us. The president went to Brazil. He was begging the petroleum company there to come to Nigeria and invest. They said they are coming. If they are watching it now, will they come? Who will come with their money to Nigeria? When just few cabal, we just call for national side. Just like that. So they should be arrested immediately. That's my own view about this thing. We'll be crying about government, and in Nigeria economy, petrol decide everything. So who are going to suffer? I'm very upset about that. The last one that I spoke, God will bless that man. I have a gift for you, man, if you are hearing me. One day, maybe when I come to Nigeria. Because you are speaking to everything. God bless Nigeria. Good morning, ladies. I'm very upset about this.
All right, thank you very much, Ajay, for that. We have a couple of WhatsApp messages. Let's look at what we have. This one is from Ahmed S. Bima in Nagi from Niger State, and he says, Morning Trust TV, seriously, I'm siding with Dangote on this issue. How about this businessman already did his best to us even to build a refinery in Nigeria? Did Nigeria refinery is working totally? No, from Ahmed S. Bima. Thank you very much, Ahmed Bima, for that. All right, next up, we have a message from Dan in Makodi. He says, good morning. It is too early for this to be happening. This is very bad and not a good sign. This is the kind of action that discourages investors from coming to invest in the sectors of the economy, especially the oil and gas sector. Both parties should come to a compromise. All right, thank you very much, Dan, for that. All right, next up, we have a message from Nandi Betty from Okoja. And he says, on the Dangote versus Union matter, there are certain issues that heed clarification to some of us. If members of Academic Staff Union of Universities, for instance, do not insist that lecturers in private universities must belong to their union, why is Pengasan saying Dangote workers must subscribe to its membership? One can only read economic sabotage in the actions of Festus Osifo and his groups. What are the unions doing about the comatose of Nigerian refineries? Their actions may end up scaring foreign investors coming to Nigeria. We need a conducive environment for private investment to thrive in this country. Even as government needs to bring these warring factions to a round table to peacefully resolve the impending crisis, which will definitely affect the well-being of citizens generally. I make a bold stand with Dangote on this issue. Thank you very much, Nandi Bete, for that. All right, we have another one. Ibrahim Ahmedullah says Pengasan should go and rest. Pengasan are the co-exploiters of Nigerians. They are the hoarders and smugglers of fuel in this country. What has Pengasan and Nepeng should go and lift fuel from NNPC? Why have they not explained to us about the 45k per truck charge that Pengasan take? We should remember the Hyundai case in the USA last 2 weeks in Georgia. Pengasan should go co-invest in local business before they can behave like emperors. Thank you very much, Ibrahim Iyula, for that. All right, that is all we have for the segment.